Right, you know, and welcome to part four of this six-part lyric breakdown series. So, what I'm doing is I'm going through Made It Out Alive, which was the first album, and yeah, I've broken down Find Your Way, Almost Fallen, and Blue Realities. I'm going in order this time. For the sake of pro, I only decided about halfway through was going to go in order, so that was a bit of a clown moment, but yeah. Be Stronger rewrote. I think there's not too much to say about it, but there's like I think my problem with Made It Out Alive was that it was such a cloudy period for me, that kind of time period that I wrote it based off. But I couldn't really talk too much about it because it was like it was so fresh and it was so like things all over the place and consume me, and I wish I could like go back and really do a whole album based off that year. And I think I was able, in retrospect, with a lot of the progress to take a progress stuff, because a lot of those songs I wrote after those events, I was able to kind of look back at it and have a bit of a better view. So I think that's why a lot of the songs are actually better and a bit more specific. But yeah, I'll do what I can when it comes to actually breaking down the lyrics of this. So Be Stronger rewrote. It was a slam dunk idea. I think, you know, the original Be Stronger, I didn't do it in the studio. I made it at home. The sound quality was abysmal, which I think kind of contributed to how bad it was, but it wasn't great. But I think the actual message of the OG Be Stronger was quite good, but I don't think anyone ever got it. I'm not breaking down the original Be Stronger because I don't have the lyrics readily available for that one. And I mean, I might kind of type them out again. And maybe after I'm done this, I'll break down the original Be Stronger waves. I might as well throw them in at the end. But yeah, Be Stronger was weird one. So when coming into the like kind of the EP, I was like, okay, a studio version of Be Stronger makes sense. So I was like, I think there's some lyrics in there that I didn't like, and I thought, what if I kind of redo Be Stronger to kind of still keep the original themes? Waves to Waves Rewritten is like they're two completely different songs. The only thing they have in common is the titles. Like literally, they share the same instrumental, they sing the said title, they share the like, kind of waves hook, but like the lyricism, the content, the flow, the delivery, like the story arcs, like couldn't be more different. With Almost Fallen to Finally Thriving, which I know they've not got the same title, but like they share the same instrumental. It's like they're like two ends of a book, almost falling to the negative end, and then like Finding Thriving at the end. And then when it comes to the new Find Your Way that I'm doing, it kind of it references the original, and it very much is a sequel, but like 2 years on, a fresh perspective. With Be Stronger rewrote, it's kind of somewhere in the middle of that line where like it's got more in common with the original than Waves Have Written had in common with the OG Waves, but it's got less in common than say Find Your Way or Finally Frozen. So I don't know. I think Be Stronger is about a lot of things, so I feel like we need to kind of get into it because I don't really feel like I can give an assessment on it, but we'll kind of see as we go on. So we'll start with this one. I knew my client from the beginning. I knew eventually I'd be winning. It was down a bad road, something to undergo, wasn't ready to show. Be Stronger, sort of what I know. Um, I had to bring up the I knew mechanics for beginning and eventually I'll be winning line. It was an obvious thing to bring back. The kind of the opening bit, I was like, okay, I need to get it out on the table. I get it. You didn't like Be Stronger. Let's move on. So I wanted in the beginning of the song to kind of get that point across. Is like, you know what? Yeah, I wasn't ready, and I did rush in to Be Stronger, and that is a big regret of mine. It's like I could have. I think I should have waited a bit because I think those artists wait so long before they actually release it. I literally released them like a couple of days after I started the career. It was not good. It was abysmal, but like it was always going to be because I didn't have the equipment, I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't have literally any musical ability. I'd never done it like a singing lesson in my life. I'd never done any of that stuff. Like I'd done acting classes, but not exactly like musical is it? So I didn't know what I was doing. I was out of my depth, and you could argue I still don't now, but at least now I've got a bit. So I just want to get out the table. The whole song isn't just me going on about like people talk about Be Stronger because the thing is, I think it was. I People could have been a lot worse to me than they were, and I think they still support it. And even if people don't like the music, I think they still support me. So it's like that's fine. Um, Be Strong was just the beginning. So much more plan to be given. I was riding the waves. I was practically swimming in the worst that I was barely living. Um, going in after year eight, I was actually in a really good mood because I think I kind of year eight, I think yeah, it's kind of a nightmare, yeah, in a sense. It's like you're like you're starting to mature, like, but like you're a bit too. You think you're older than you are. I feel like in year seven, you're a bit more like a bit quiet, a bit reserved. Year eight is like, oh, I've been here a year now. I think I'm the boss of the world. So. But I actually was really kind of positive going into next year because I was like, I knew I did some stuff wrong, but I had a kind of positive outlook. And then, bloody hell, no one, you couldn't write what the next couple of months were. So, it's so strange. And everything just kind of shifted. And I like the kind of reference of the waves here. I reference a lot of my songs in this song, and that's what I kind of liked about it, is like riding the wave was hit and I was barely dipping. Rock bottom moment, the table turned back to start, had to reload, had to find my way, didn't know do or say. Wasn't ready for it. I had to say that it was still 1 or 2 saving grace. At some point, put me on place with everything. It will be a ray. Bath got to the point I wanted to leave on for them because I still believe them. Yeah, I had a couple of kind of suicide arcs during this time, and this was based off in a kind of December event where I was just really low. I think because of the combination of a lot of stuff. The tables did turn for me because I was like in such a positive mood. And then through, I think I was affected by other people. Other people were low at the time, and when you kind of mix a bunch of people that are low, it's not good. You go down, you sink like a boat. Like all the weight on the boat was just sinking it down during that period of time, and I was not ready. I was not mature enough to handle what those next couple of months were going to entail. I could never predicted, and there was still a few things that would make me kind of happy. But in retrospect, a lot of the good things are pretty toxic now, so it's like they weren't exactly good things, but yeah. And that's why I kind of kept trying to do YouTube, and I really had to try and stick to it. And I was doing the commentary stuff at this point, and I was really doing well on that front, and I mastered a lot of stuff. Academically, I was doing quite well as well at the point, so it was like there were still things that were going right, but I knew deep down that things weren't right. Then chorus is be stronger, don't let go, be strong, don't let go. It's kind of my inner voice trying to keep me alive almost, because it's like you like somewhere in there like you won't pull the trigger, and I feel like a lot of people do. Like there's so many people who feel close to suicide and don't do it because I feel like they kind of it's such a permanent thing, and I feel like there are voices inside of you that really like shout and scream at you and tell you that you need to stop. So yeah, don't let go, keep holding on, make to the end of the song. Don't get me wrong, there's so much pain on, but you have to someone range on, move on, rebuild, evolve to break the mold, make a change, like behold yourself lifted from bronze to gold. If only it was that easy. Better to be stronger when I don't want to be in the know. You keep dreaming about the perfect you see, you're working and beaming, no time for a demon. A bit here, is that kind of thing of like you have to somehow be strong. And I think a lot of people didn't get it at the time. I think a lot of people were kind of looking at me and it's like, come on, cheer up, like, man up, that sort of thing. It's like, I don't think they really, because I was really bad at speaking. And I couldn't put into words what was going on at the time. I couldn't for a long time, and I think it was not until I kind of, like, that kind of next summer of reflection, and when I wrote kind of Bandage and some of the other songs, I was finally started to kind of get a judgment of what was going on in my head. And yeah, I like the kind of jingly line because it's like I just wish that I could whisk away all of this, and it was like a plague over me. And like yeah, like you can keep dreaming 100 times about like this great world, but this is your reality right now, and you've got to somehow be stronger out of all of this. You've got to somehow kind of lapse on, no matter how bad it keep getting to you. Okay, then verse 3, when you're at your end, what you do next depends, relying on your few friends, save your time again, what's doing your men, what's the change, best you felt in ages, but how do you get, phase has to move on, can't keep defending the past, it's over, have to reach the closure, think that's right, but the future still is right, no time to make this right, still have time to change the tide, have the bandage protected in this right, yeah, so some interesting stuff here, I relied, the relying friends, I did rely on my friends a lot. They must have hated me. I don't know how, like, in retrospect, I don't know how they stopped me for all of that. I think if we could get through all of that, like, we could get through anything, you know what I mean? Because it was like, I just, I was in such a state that I just say everything that's going on. They knew, like, anything that happened in my life, any emotion that I felt, they'd know about it. They could probably write a book. Like, they could have probably written all these songs, to be honest, because they knew the events. Like, they could have ghost written them for all I know. And yeah, they did things sometimes that were frustrating. We had fallouts, you know. But at the end of the day, they were always there. What's the change? And it was like I knew its things would get better eventually, and like I couldn't see a horizon, I couldn't see a future, but I just hoped that thing would be there. And it's like I kept dwelling on the past so much during this element, and I kept dwelling on mistakes that I made at the start of that year, especially because this was like December, January, so this was like almost the midway point. It was like at the end of the day, like you, like it's done, and I really struggled with that kind of idea. I couldn't look to the future. I was stuck, my head in the past, and I didn't see what the next steps would be. I didn't see what kind of the next levels, journeys would be, and that was the issue. The change the time and bandage bits, I threw them in a bit later. I wanted some protection, some other connections to the EP, but I don't think they work very well. Especially the bandage line, especially when you know what that song's about, right? Yeah, no thanks. Well, then we got every person listening to any important thing. You must get through everything. Don't give up on the losing cause if it ends in personal flaw. Don't fall to your worst state. Don't let it shatter and break. It's never too late. You can be stronger. Be stronger. Don't let go. I kind of did this bit at the end of the original Be Stronger, so I thought I brought it back. And the losing call personal applause bits were lines from the original Almost Fallen, which I cut because I didn't like them, but I brought them back here. So yeah, I do. It's like it's my inner voice. This song really trying to scream to me like, don't stop falling like into this state, and it's not too late to turn this around. You're going to turn it around, but I was naive, and I was back in my mind. I knew sure it has to end, and I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did. But yeah, so that's Be Stronger rewrote. I'm really really happy with it. I think it's fit himself song, and I wish there was more specifics in the song, and I do wish. But I think the flow and delivery it was so much better than the original. And again, I could have made font noise on the mic about the original, so not exactly an achievement, but yeah. We've got, I think, two more to go after this. Changes, and This Is Me, because I've already broke down Change the Tide a few months ago, so yeah, we'll do Changes next, and that is probably the most fascinating case. That is going to be, oh, that could be an interesting breakdown, but we'll get to it.